obstacle pour Petrocaribe.
And he's an obstacle for the Petrocaribe trial.
C'est pas parce que il finit impliqué non dans dossier. C'est par rapport avec position que lui-même comme président là, il pas prendre distance avec ça et il a attaqué l'institution qui mène enquête sur le dossier Petrocaribe.
It's not only because he and his past firm is directly implicated in the corruption, it's because of his place in the government, and it's because he is making judicial changes that are blocking the progress of the Petrocaribe trial or judicial process.
Si nous parlons de camper, on côté nous commencer.
If we don't get up and start somewhere,
then
we'll just keep citing these past examples and we'll turn in circles and nothing will ever happen.
Réalité en Haïti, je dis à tout indicateur dans la question de l'état des droits de l'homme, on n'est pas capable encore de mourir.
He's saying all of the human rights situation in Haiti today, all of the indicators are in red. People cannot anymore. People are dying.
Année passée, été l'année dernière, journée jeudi, Haïtien parle à Haïti.
So starting from last summer to today, Haitians don't go back. The Haitians have not been going back to visit Haiti.
Missionnaires qui te jouent un gros rôle dans le pays, ils courent quitter le pays par rapport avec l'impunité, avec la sécurité, qu'on gagne là, qui pas dans l'état ça.
Missionaries who play an important role in the country have left because of the insecurity and the impunity.
Moi-même, pas aucun, en tout cas, moi, dans le pays, pas aucun côté que ces politiciens traditionnels qui gagnent le monopole là, aujourd'hui et qui a posé à la population.
He says he's in the country and he doesn't see the traditional politicians, the traditionally corrupt politicians that have a monopoly of their voices are not the only voices and they're not the strongest voices.
Pas gain 1% chance.
There's not 1%.
Mouvement qui lancé et bon côté politicien traditionnel pour réussir en Haïti.
There is not a 1% chance for the traditional political populations to launch a movement in Haiti today for it to be successful.
Ça veut dire qu'il y a un autre bagage qui a développé dans la société.
There are new developments in the country. Something new is developing, is happening in the country.
Et mon Dieu, c'est pas payer qui fait mal à rien.
And people are not paid, which is something that has happened historically in Haiti, to be protesting in the streets.
Depuis la fonctionné sous constitution 1987 qui a amendé aujourd'hui.
So since we have been functioning under the Constitution of 1987, which is amended,
Haïti connaît des transitions.
Haiti has known 2 transitions.
Bon. Des transitions, c'est toujours international là qui met le monde qui prend contrôle tout le bagage.
And in both of those 2 transitions, it has been international actors that have chosen the leadership. Yeah, they've chosen the person, and
you mette le président monde tout bagage.
They choose the president, they choose the support.
Yeah. Et vous mettez le monde dans l'état, c'est eux-mêmes. Et c'est pas sa société à blé bien.
And that is not what Haitian society wants today.
Et malgré ce international qui mette le monde dans toute transition ça qui est fait en Haïti dans le moment de la transition par exemple fait sous gouvernement légitime.
And he's saying even though it was the international actors were implicated in choosing who came into power during those transitions, what happened during those transitions, no legitimate government has succeeded similarly. No legitimate government has been able to make the changes that those transitional governments were able to make, the positive changes.
Yeah. Alors, on prend exemple dans le décret, plusieurs décrets qui reprennent, qui
Décret sur viol, décret sur kidnapping.
Viol, kidnapping,
They can take-
c'est l'autre bagarre de encore.
He's going
Et que gouvernement légitime qui fait 5 ans par
Et code d'identification nationale.
Okay. So there's several examples of decrees that these transitional governments have passed that legitimate governments who were in power for 5 years never passed. Examples of decrees against
Viol.
rape, kidnapping,
Nouvelle carte d'identification nationale, ça?
decrees around IDs, national IDs.
Nous, ça, produits qui fait ça, sont produits, c'est seulement l'État avec l'État qui a acheté.
You see this? This is something that only the state can buy.
Et pour voir qu'il est, en tout cas, pour voir ça qu'il a, qui en 2017 là, il prend l'autre film qui pour remplacer 4 ça, et 4 ça, n'importe où nous là, qui apparaît dans n'importe magasin, acheter matériel qui fait là.
And this government has hired a firm to replace all of these national ID cards.
Et
So, you know,
n'importe nous, c'est pas ça non, n'importe nous qui acheter et matériel qui fait nouvelle carte là. Nous dans n'importe magasin vendu nous acheter.
Okay. And he's saying that this it's extremely easy to the technology that this new firm is using to make these ID cards. Anyone in the street can buy the equipment needed to make the ID cards.
Et
So
ça-
they're replicable, easily replicable.
Et ça c'est son gouvernement transition qui fait.
And that viable card was that decree or that was passed under a transition government.
Et par rapport à Anel,
Anel?
à arrestation Anel, qui ça nous a dit? N'a souligné quand même que journée jeudi, elle a parlé de gangstérisation de l'État et elle a parlé de prolifération de gangs.
So now we're I don't think this was actually translated, so I'll say very, yeah, so there was a very, mais pardon, partie dans la question, ça, pas traduit en anglais, ma
C'est ça, Anel là?
Your petit sentence en anglais, and then that part of the stuff. So there was a second part of the question that wasn't translated, and it had to do with a prominent gang leader who was arrested yesterday. Who was arrested yesterday, and the question was, how do the panelists understand that arrest? Do they see it as a positive? How do they understand it?
Oui, ça nous a dit c'est que effectivement pour gang, journée jeudi a gagné gang tout partout dans le pays.
He said, Rosie is saying that in regards to gangs, there are gangs literally everywhere in the country.
Et c'est deux très grandes associations qui bien organisées qui fonctionnent.
And they're large associations that are actually organized.
Il y a un second,
They have second in charge.
il y a des séries de monde qui sont responsables de section en dans gang nan.
They have people who are responsible for sections within the gangs.
Et même des gangs que yo dit qui payent plus quoi à soldats yo que salaire minimum.
And
Salaire minimum.
there are gangs who actually pay their soldiers more than the minimum wage.
Donc ça veut dire que journée jeudi a prend un chef de gang pas suffisant.
So today, to arrest one gang leader is not sufficient.
Et
Ils
faut
sont
que c'est
tout petit.
It's something little. It's a little start.
nous besoin pour arriver à dégangsterisation de pays ya, pour que autorités concernées yo vraiment démobiliser gang armé.
There actually needs to be a systematic de-gangsterization in the country.
Il faut que c'est autorités yo qui pour démobiliser
Okay.
gang yo.
And it has to be government authorities that are demobilizing the gangs.
Parce que c'est eux même qui a bail aux armes, qui a bail aux munitions.
Because it is the government officials that are arming gangs, providing arms and ammunition to gangs.
Et journée jodi a nous devons comprendre pour qui ça gagne tout investissement ça dans insécurité dans le pays.
And we have to understand, why are people investing in this insecurity? Why are government officials investing in this gangsterization?
Deuxième point dans la question là que je souligner, c'est que
ou di moun yo fòk yo
Non, nou pa gen réponse lan. Nou pa gen réponse lan pou ki sa genyen tout investissement ça dans insécurité, mais m'a seulement souligner attention nous que en Haïti nous pas fait armes, nous pas fait munitions.
Okay. Rosie was saying, because she posed the question, like, we have to understand, why is the government investing in gangs? And then I said, well, wait, are you going to answer? And then she said, I don't hold the answer, but we have to understand that it is important to note that in Haiti, guns are not produced or sold, legally sold.
Si nap achete yo,
So if we're buying them,
si nap bay gang yo,
if we're providing them to the gangs,
raison yo pi profonde que ça qui en apparent qui ta seulement une insécurité généralisée.
the reasons and the links are deep.
Deuxième point que nous t'avons souligné, c'est par rapport à la prochaine étape de notre travail.
And now she wants to talk a little bit about the second part of the gentleman's question, which was next steps.
D'abord, on a dit que journée aujourd'hui à Haïti pas gouverner. Nous pensons que tout ça nous saute par là comme exemple montrer que c'est pas un pays qui a gouverné.
So I think some of the examples that have been given today show that the country is not being governed.
Et nous gagnons un président qui montre que lui avec toute équipe li yo incapable.
We have a president with his administration that has showed their incapacity, lack of capacity.
Nous gagnons un parlement qui budgétivore et qui pas utile nous rien parce que yo pas travail.
We have a parliament that's not functioning and isn't actually worth their salaries.
Et donc, il est clair que c'est aller pour toute l'équipe ça yo aller.
So the next step is for this team of people to leave.
Nous-mêmes, nous réfléchissons déjà sur transition.
We have reflected already about the transition.
Et n'importe qui côté que monde qui t'a impliqué dans la transition en Cavini, nous pas rester trop sous lui, mais nous plutôt aller vers contenu transition. Qui ça que nous voulons comme contenu en transition?
RNDDH does not focus specifically on the mechanics of the transition, but they think a lot about the priorities of what would be the priorities of this transition government.
Nous besoin une transition gouvernementale qui est inclusive.
They need a transition that is inclusive.
Nous besoin une transition qui prend comme priorité réalisation procès Petrocaribe, lutte contre corruption et contre impunité.
The transition government needs to prioritize the Petrocaribe trial and the larger fight against corruption and impunity.
Une transition qui chita sur situation sécuritaire là parce que je ne dis à nous pas qu'à vivre dans le pays.
They need to address the question of insecurity.
Et puis rationalisation dépenses publiques.
And an assessment, a rationalization of public expenses.
Parce que je ne dis à Haïti à vivre, l'État haïtien à vivre à un train de vie qui est au-dessus du train de vie un pays pauvre à vivre.
The government officials today in Haiti are living, are receiving benefits that far surpass the means of the country.
I want to add something. Thank you for this long question. It gives us opportunity to clarify many points. And you talk about what next, who can replace the president. I want to add that I would be very disappointed if the president could be presented as the best thing that could happen to Haiti. If what we have now, if this president is the best thing that we can have, then we can all give up, forget about Haiti, we're done. No. There are really qualified people in Haiti. There are many honest people in Haiti. They just haven't been given an opportunity. For the first time, a new generation, a new category of people are demanding accountability. They are like doing things they didn't used to do before. Now there is a chance for them to come forward, but it's not gonna happen overnight. We need at least to give them time. Now people agree that we need a transition because sooner or later the president will have to resign. he's not going to be able to complete his mandate if things are still going this way. And we all agree that we don't want a transition like we used to have them before. We don't want people to come and organize election. We want people to come work, prepare election with honest people, decent people, people we can trust will run for office and bring changes. It's not that we are not going to settle for what we have now. Otherwise, we won't be doing this because corruption has been going on for as long as I'm 29. You mentioned it. You say I'm very young. Maybe I'm not aware of some corruption case. I am. I study history and I follow Haitian politics very closely. I know there has been several corruption cases before, but we are in 2019, and Petrocaribe is a financial crime, the biggest the country has ever faced. If we don't deal with this case now, there's no point to go back to 1806 when they killed the founding father. We cannot go back to 1806 and say, let's stop there until we come to Petrocaribe. You can realize how difficult it is to have a trial for Petrocaribe. Imagine we start saying that we want justice for all those corruption cases that the country has faced. We won't have, it would be so complicated. We had to wait 1 year to have 4 reports, and until now, no one has faced charge yet. Imagine if we say that beside Petrocaribe, we're going to work on all those cases. We just can't. We have to work on Petrocaribe, show that it's possible. And then I will be the first one to say, okay, you know that cooperative case? Like when people say, why don't you talk about this? My father lost all his money in this cooperative case. I could be the one saying, we need to focus on this first instead of Petrocaribe. But I won't, because Petrocaribe is like, we borrowed this money, and there's a big scandal, financial scandal. We need to work on it now. We need to show people that a president who is corrupted can face charges, and then everything else will be possible. This is for this point. About Arnel, of course, they mentioned it. He's only one of many people.
Arnel is the gang.
Yeah. If they arrested Arnel, good, one less gangster. But we need to.
I think you have like 1 minute. Do you wanna
Yes,
make your
I'll be
most-
really quick. There is something bigger that is going to happen soon. There will be changes in the leadership of the national police. We all need to pay attention to that. Otherwise, they will just place someone and instrumentalize the police for repression and everything else. And I will just say that the next step is that we're going to do everything we can until we have the Petrocaribe trial and use this as a levier. It's just an excuse to do something else with this country. We're starting with the trial, and it will go as far as it has to go.
And there are, like,
On dit pas, et Anel, oui, les on bandit, il a arrêté, quelle que soit la condition, il a arrêté. Son problème, mais pas oublier qu'Anel, c'est dans l'hôpital.
Arnel, they arrested him in the hospital. I mean, yes, it's not a bad thing to arrest a gang leader, but let's also be real with ourselves. He was arrested while infirmed in a hospital.
Mais pas de volonté pour démanteler gang. Les gens de gang, et en pile là-dedans, la travail pour voir.
But his arrest does not show, it is not representative of a renewed political will to de-gangsterize.
Anel ba une démission dans la report de presse dans le mois de février.
Arnel provided a pretty amazing exhibition in the display in the streets in February.
Pendant que le peuple a manifesté pour voir faire et sortir la Tibonite, son sénateur qui assure le transport.
There was a government official who transported him to Port-au-Prince.
Senator.
Et
Senator.
Et yon autorité dans plus haut niveau dans l'État relé une grosse autorité dans la police pour dire mais Anel dans la réalité sont faveur.
And there was a police official that called the senator.
Non, il y a une grosse autorité dans la police.
Oh, okay. somebody called a high-up authority in the police and said, what are you going to do about this? We have a gang member who's parading in the street with arms.
Alors, son gros autorité, oui, on n'a pas de nationalité, les chefs policiers.
And there was it's a very big authority in the National Palace who called the National Police.
Mais c'est un appel que l'autorité a fait pour assurer que il ne va pas l'arrêter à elle. Pour le dire, autorité dans la police, attention, c'est nous qui mettons
Ah, okay. Okay, so the call from the National Palace to the police was to say, we put these gang members in the streets, don't do anything.
Okay.
I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. Obviously, this is just the start of a dialogue. It will continue and continue and continue. We did want to flag that we have a 2-pager of information on what is happening that has input from all of our panelists up here, IJDH and AJWS and CBER as well. So I will leave these somewhere for you to grab, probably at the front on the table as you exit if you want to grab them for additional info. It's not an exhaustive list. Thank you.
I want to thank all of you.
Please.
Oh no, yeah, you always do.